You have studied English for years. You watch movies without subtitles. You read articles online. You understand the news. You know grammar rules that most native speakers have never heard of. You can recognize hundreds, maybe thousands of words the moment you see them, but then someone stops you on the street and asks a simple question. A tourist, a colleague, someone on a video call, and your mouth freezes. The words are there. Somewhere inside your brain they exist. You know they exist, but they will not come out, not fast enough, not smooth enough, not in the right order. So you hesitate. You say, sorry. You switch back to your own language, or you smile and pretend you did not hear the question. And you walk away feeling frustrated, embarrassed, stuck. This happens to millions of English learners every single day, and most of them think the problem is their vocabulary, or their grammar, or their confidence. If only I knew more words, they think. If only I had studied harder. But the real problem is something different, something simpler, and something completely fixable. The real problem is your mouth, not your brain, your mouth. This lesson is for English learners who are tired of understanding everything but saying nothing. Today I will show you exactly why your brain and your mouth are not working together, and I will give you 5 daily drills that will fix that. Drills you can start today. Drills that cost nothing. Drills that will change the way you train forever. Stay with me. This is important. Lesson 1. Let me ask you something honest. How many hours have you spent studying English? Count them. The classes in school, the private tutors, the textbooks you bought and half finished, the YouTube videos you watched while eating dinner, the apps you opened on your phone every morning for 3 weeks before you forgot about them, the podcasts you listened to on the way to work. Hundreds of hours, maybe thousands, and yet speaking is still hard. You can read this script right now and understand every single word. But if I asked you to explain it to someone in English out loud right now without preparation, what would happen? Be honest. Why does this happen? Why does so much study produce so little speaking ability? The answer is not what most people expect. Here is the truth. There are 2 very different skills inside language learning. The first skill is understanding. Reading, listening, taking in information and making sense of it. The second skill is producing, speaking, writing, putting words together out loud in real time, under pressure, with another person waiting for your answer. These 2 skills live in different parts of your brain. They use different neural pathways. They are built through different kinds of practice. And here is the part that changes everything. Training one does not automatically train the other. This is what I call the input trap. You spend 90% of your study time on input, listening to podcasts, watching English videos, reading grammar books, translating sentences in your head. And input is good. Input is necessary. Without input, you would have nothing. But input alone, no matter how much of it you consume, will never make you a speaker. Think about it this way. Imagine a man who wants to become a football player. So he sits down and watches football every single day. He studies the moves, he learns the rules, he watches how the great players run, pass, and score. He knows every team. He has watched 1,000 hours of football matches. Can he play? No, he cannot, because watching is not playing, studying is not doing, knowing is not performing. The same truth applies to English. You can listen to native speakers for 10 years. You can understand every word they say, every idiom they use, every joke they make. But if your mouth has never practiced producing those words fast, automatically, without stopping to think, then your mouth does not know how to speak. Your mouth is a beginner, even when your brain is advanced. You are not lazy. You are not stupid. You do not lack talent or ability. You are simply training the wrong skill. Most learners spend their whole lives on one side of a gap, the understanding side. They read more, they listen more, they study more vocabulary lists and more grammar rules. And they wait, hoping that one day, somehow, the speaking will come on its own. It will not come on its own. The gap between understanding English and speaking English is real. It is wide, it has a specific cause, and it has a specific solution. Understanding is not speaking. Knowing is not doing. The gap is real, and from today, you are going to cross it. Lesson 2. So now you know the gap exists. Understanding and speaking use different parts of your brain and require different kinds of practice. That is the first truth. But let us go deeper. What exactly happens inside your brain when you try to speak? Why does the mouth freeze even when the brain knows the answer? When you are speaking a language, your brain is running several complex processes at the exact same time. It is choosing the right words from memory. It is arranging those words into correct grammar. It is controlling your mouth, your tongue, your lips, and your breath to produce the right sounds. It is monitoring your own output and making corrections in real time. And it is doing all of this while also listening to the other person and preparing the next thing to say. All of that, simultaneously, in less than 1 second. That is an enormous amount of mental and physical work, and the only way your brain can handle all of that without slowing down, without pausing, without freezing, is through something called automaticity. Automaticity means doing something without consciously thinking about it. When you ride a bicycle, you do not think about how to balance, you just balance. When you type on a keyboard you use every day, you do not think about where each letter is. Your fingers just know. When you drive a car on a road you have driven 100 times, your hands turn the wheel without instructions from your conscious mind. These things became automatic because you did them so many times that your brain moved the process from conscious control to automatic control. Repetition did that. Thousands and thousands of repetitions. Speaking a language fluently works exactly the same way. A fluent speaker does not think about grammar when they talk. They do not pause to search for words. They do not translate from their first language. The words come automatically. The sentences form themselves. The mouth moves without being told. Because that speaker has practiced the same patterns, the same sounds, the same structures thousands of times until the whole process became as natural as breathing. You have not done that yet. Not with your speaking. And that is why the mouth freezes. But here is the second thing that people do not talk about enough, and it is just as important. Your mouth has its own kind of muscle memory. Think about the specific sounds in English. The sound at the beginning of the word think. The sound in the middle of love. The way a native English speaker connects words together so fast that want to sounds like wanna, and going to sounds like gonna, and did you sounds like didja. These sounds, these connections, these rhythms, they do not exist in Vietnamese. Your mouth has never been asked to make them before. The position of your tongue, the shape of your lips, the tension in your jaw, all of it is new territory. Your mouth is like a new athlete. It has the desire, it has the knowledge, but it does not yet have the physical habit. And physical habits are only built one way, through physical practice. A swimmer who only reads books about swimming cannot swim, no matter how many books, no matter how detailed the instructions. Until that person gets into the water and moves their arms and legs, and breathes in the rhythm, and swallows water, and coughs, and tries again, the swimming is only theoretical. You know this. It is obvious when you say it out loud about swimming, but somehow with English people forget it. They believe that if they listen enough, if they study enough, the mouth will figure it out on its own. It will not. Your mouth needs its own training. Separate from your listening practice. Separate from your reading practice. Daily, consistent, out loud, physical. And that is exactly what I am going to give you now. Lesson 3. Here is the training plan. 5 drills, 35 minutes a day. No expensive course required, no special classroom, no native speaker partner necessary to begin. Just your mouth, your voice, a phone to record yourself, and your commitment. Let us go through each one. Drill 1. The shadow drill. 10 minutes. Find a short audio clip in English. A podcast episode. A YouTube video with clear speech. A news report. A short talk. Choose something with one clear native speaker voice, not too fast, not full of slang. 2 to 3 minutes of audio is enough. Listen to one sentence. Then pause the audio immediately. Then say that sentence out loud. Right now. Immediately after hearing it. Do not translate it. Do not think about the grammar. Do not try to understand every word. Just copy the sound. Copy the speed. Copy the rhythm and the rise and fall of the voice. Then play the next sentence. Pause. Copy. Again and again for 10 minutes. This technique is called shadowing. Language researchers and serious language learners have used it for decades, and there is a reason. When you shadow, you are training your mouth to move at native speed. You are teaching your tongue to hit English sounds, sounds that your mouth has never produced before. You are building the physical habit of English speech, one sentence at a time. In the beginning, you will feel strange. You will feel behind. You will miss words. You will mispronounce things. That is completely normal. Do not stop. Keep copying. Your mouth is learning. 10 minutes every day. Do not skip this drill. It is the physical foundation of everything else. Drill 2. The loud repeat drill. 5 minutes. Choose 5 sentences. They can come from anywhere. A lesson you are studying, a conversation you want to be able to have, a situation that comes up in your work or your life. 5 sentences that are useful and real to you. Write them down, or keep them on your phone. Look at them. Now say each sentence out loud. 10 times in a row. Fast. Loud. Do not read slowly and carefully. Read fast and loud as if you are in a hurry. Do not focus on the meaning. Only focus on the sound of the words coming out of your mouth. 10 times, 5 sentences. 50 total repetitions in 5 minutes. This drill does one specific thing. It burns those sentences into your muscle memory. After enough repetitions, those exact sentences, and more importantly, the patterns and structures inside them, will be available to your mouth without effort. You will not need to build them from scratch every time. They will already be there, ready, automatic. Drill 3. The 1-minute talk. 5 minutes. This drill is simple, and it is uncomfortable, and that discomfort is the point. Set a timer on your phone for 60 seconds. Choose a topic, any topic at all. What you had for breakfast. What you think about your job. What you want your life to look like in 5 years. A movie you watched last week. A problem you are dealing with. Anything. Now talk. Out loud. In English. For 1 full minute. Without stopping. You will run out of things to say. Your sentences will be broken. You will use the wrong word. You will repeat yourself. You will say and more than you want to. All of that is fine. The only rule is that your mouth does not stop moving for 60 seconds. After the minute ends, record the next one on your phone. Listen back. Do not listen to judge yourself. Listen to observe. Where did you slow down the most? Where did you go completely silent? Where did you struggle to find a word? Those exact spots are your training targets. Do 5 rounds, 5 different topics, 5 minutes total. This drill trains the most important skill in real conversation, the ability to keep going even when you are not sure what to say next. Drill 4. The question-answer loop. 10 minutes. Write down 5 questions. Simple questions. Questions about your own life and opinions, things you actually know the answers to. What did you do this morning? What is one thing you want to change about your daily routine? What is a challenge you are facing right now? What is something you did recently that you are proud of? What do you want to do more of in your life? Now answer each question out loud, in English, with full sentences. Do not write the answers first. Do not prepare a script. Just look at the question, think for 2 or 3 seconds, and speak. Speak in full sentences, not just single words, not just, "I went to the market." Say, "This morning I woke up early and went to the market near my house because I wanted to buy fresh vegetables for my family." Full sentences, complete thoughts. This drill trains your brain to receive a question and produce a spoken answer in real time. That is exactly what happens in every real conversation. Someone asks, you have seconds. You respond. No preparation, no translation time, just thought and speech moving together. Repeat your 5 questions on different days. Notice how your answers get faster and longer over time. That increasing speed is automaticity being built. Drill 5. The sentence expansion drill. 5 minutes. Start with the simplest sentence you can say. I walked. Now add one piece of information to it. I walked to the market. Now add another piece. I walked to the market this morning. Now add another. I walked to the market this morning because I needed vegetables. Now add another. I walked to the market this morning because I needed vegetables for the dinner I was making for my family. Keep building. Keep expanding. Make the sentence as long and complete as you can. Then start again with a new simple sentence. I read a book. I read a book last night. I read a book last night in bed. I read a book last night in bed because I could not sleep. I read a book last night in bed because I could not sleep, and I wanted something to take my mind away from work. This drill trains your brain to hold a developing sentence in your working memory while simultaneously adding more information to it. That is precisely what fluent speakers do in every conversation without noticing. They start a sentence and build it as they go. They do not plan the whole thing before they begin speaking. 5 minutes. 4 or 5 starting sentences. Expand each one as far as you can. There you have it. Shadow drill, loud repeat, 1-minute talk, question-answer loop, sentence expansion. 35 minutes. Every day. That is 4 television commercials in a row. That is less than 1 episode of the show you watched last night. You have the time. Every person reading this has the time. The question is whether you will use it. But before you decide, there is one more thing you need to hear, and it might be the most important lesson of all. Lesson 4. You now have the drills. You understand why they work. You know what to do every morning. But information without discipline is just entertainment. Because here is what is going to happen. I have seen it happen too many times to pretend otherwise. Day 1, you will feel motivated. You will do all 5 drills. You will feel proud. You will tell yourself that this time is different. Day 2, you will do most of them. Maybe you will skip the recording part of the 1-minute talk because it feels awkward to listen to yourself. Day 3, something comes up. Work, family, a headache. You tell yourself you will do double tomorrow. Day 5, you have not opened your mouth once. Sound familiar? This is not a personal failure. This is what happens when people rely on motivation instead of discipline. And if you want to speak English fluently, you cannot afford that cycle anymore. Truth 1. Discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation is a feeling. Feelings are unstable. Some mornings you will wake up and feel genuinely motivated to open your mouth and train. You will sit down with your phone and your drills and feel like a serious student. Those mornings are wonderful, but they are rare. Most mornings you will not feel like it. You will be tired. You will be busy. You will look at your phone and think, just 5 more minutes in bed. I will practice after breakfast. I will do it tonight. Tonight never comes. Discipline is not a feeling. Discipline is a decision you made yesterday that you are going to honor today, whether you feel like it or not. You practice at 7 in the morning, not because you are inspired. You practice because it is on the schedule, because your mouth needs its daily reps the same way your body needs food. Not when you feel hungry, every day. Fluency does not come to people who practice when they feel motivated. Fluency comes to people who practice every day, especially on the days when they do not want to. Truth 2. Embarrassment is the price of fluency, and you must be willing to pay it. Nobody enjoys talking to themselves in an empty room and hearing how wrong they sound. Nobody enjoys recording their own voice and listening to the mispronunciations and the long pauses and the sentences that fell apart halfway through. Nobody enjoys saying a word 10 times and still not getting the sound right. That feeling, that awkward, uncomfortable, slightly humiliating feeling, is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is the price of admission. Every person who became fluent in the second language paid that price. They spoke badly for months. They sounded strange to themselves and sometimes to others. They made mistakes in public and felt embarrassed and kept going anyway. When you feel embarrassed about your English, you are standing exactly at the edge of your current ability. And the edge of your ability is the only place where your ability grows. Avoid the embarrassment, and you avoid the growth. It is that direct, that simple, and that unavoidable. So feel embarrassed. Speak anyway. Record yourself. Listen back. Cringe. Record again. That cycle is not failure. That cycle is training. Truth 3. Volume matters more than perfection. 100 imperfect sentences are worth more to your fluency than 1 perfect sentence. Most learners do the opposite. They think carefully before speaking. They rehearse a sentence in their head before allowing their mouth to say it. They want every word to be correct before it leaves them. And in a real conversation, that caution costs them the whole exchange. Nobody waits 30 seconds for a reply. Fluency is built through quantity, through repetition. Through letting imperfect English come out of your mouth hundreds of times and trusting that your brain will gradually improve the quality on its own. And it will. But only if you give it enough volume to work with. Stop waiting until you feel ready. You will never feel ready. That feeling of readiness does not come before the practice. It comes as a result of the practice after months of doing the work imperfectly. Start speaking badly. Start speaking often. The quality follows the quantity, not the other way around. Truth 4. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. 15 minutes of speaking practice every single day will do more for your English fluency than 3 hours every weekend. This surprises people, but the reason is simple. Fluency is built in thin layers. Each daily practice session adds a layer of automaticity to your speaking. Your brain consolidates that layer overnight while you sleep. The next day, you add another layer on top of it. After 90 days, you have 90 layers. The skill is deeply embedded. When you skip days, the layer does not form. When you train intensely once a week, your brain receives a large input but cannot consolidate it properly. The learning does not stick the way daily practice sticks. 15 minutes every morning before your phone lights up with messages, before the noise of the day pulls your attention away. Those 15 minutes compound. After 30 days, you will feel a small but real difference. After 60 days, people around you might start to notice. After 90 days, you will look back at the person you were on day 1 and you will not recognize how stuck that person was. Discipline, embarrassment, volume, consistency. Those are the 4 laws of fluency. Not talent, not natural ability, not the right course or the right teacher. These 4 things, done every day, by anyone willing to do them. Nobody handed fluency to anyone. It is not given. It is built. Sentence by sentence, drill by drill, morning by morning. Nobody gave you fluency. You have to take it, one sentence at a time. Lesson 5. You now have everything you need. The understanding of why the gap exists, the knowledge of how your mouth works and why it needs its own training. 5 concrete drills you can begin today. And the mindset to keep going when it gets hard. But knowledge sitting in your head is still just knowledge. It only becomes fluency when your mouth starts moving. So here is your challenge. 30 days. Starting tomorrow morning, every day for 30 days, you will do all 5 drills, 35 minutes, ideally at the same time every day, because a consistent time becomes a habit faster than a flexible one. Before work if you can, before school, before the demands of your day find you and fill every available minute. Here is what to expect, honestly. Week 1 will be difficult. Your mouth will feel stiff. The words will come out slowly and in the wrong order. You will listen to your 1-minute talk recordings and feel embarrassed by what you hear. You will wonder if any of this is working and whether you are doing it right. You are doing it right. The stiffness is your mouth getting its first real workout. The embarrassment is the price being paid. Keep going. Week 2, something will begin to shift. The shadow drill will start to feel slightly more natural. You will catch yourself copying the rhythm of a sentence more accurately than you could in week 1. Your 1-minute talks will have fewer long silences. Your sentences in the question-answer loop will come a little faster. These are small changes, but small changes in week 2 become large changes by week 4. Do not underestimate them. Week 3, you will begin to surprise yourself. A sentence will come out smooth and complete before you had time to plan it. A word will appear in your mouth at exactly the right moment without you searching for it. You will hear a phrase and think, I know how to say that. And then you will say it and it will sound right. That is automaticity beginning to form. That is your mouth learning its job. Week 4, something important will happen. Your mouth will start to move faster than your doubt. You will begin a sentence and finish it before the voice in your head has time to second-guess you. That is the goal. That is the turning point. And it comes in week 4 for people who do not stop in week 1. 30 days from now, you will not be fluent. I want to be honest about that. Fluency takes time. It takes months of consistent work and possibly years of continued practice. But 30 days from now, your mouth will be stronger than it is today. Your confidence will be grounded in real evidence, not just hope. And most importantly, you will have built the daily habit. And the daily habit, once built, is the thing that carries you all the way. One last thing before you go. Right now, not later, not after you finish watching. Right now, open your mouth and say this sentence out loud. My mouth is going to learn to speak English, starting today. Say it in your real voice, not in your head, out loud. Let your mouth hear itself making a commitment. Because your brain already knows English. It has known it for a long time. It has been waiting. Now it is time to teach your mouth to catch up. That is the work. That is the journey. It is not complicated. It is not mysterious. It is just daily. And it starts the moment you close this video and open your mouth. If this lesson was useful to you, share it with one person who needs to hear it. Leave a comment below and write the words Day 1. Let me see you begin. Let me see you decide. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep growing your English every single day. I will see you in the next lesson.